Hey guys, today we're going to be learning Jung Kook 3D featuring Jack Harlow. Okay, so first things first, you need a guitar if you want to do a guitar cover. It does use a capo, so if you want it to be a little bit easier, you can do that. Okay, because it plays a B7 shape. I mean, you could play a C7. Or you could play B7 with the capo one, and then it plays an E minor, or you could play an F minor. So if you can do bar chords, it's F minor and C7. So it's up to you what you'd prefer to do. If you want to do the F minor bar chord, where you would bar the first fret all the way down, and then you'd have these two on the third fret of the fifth and fourth strings there. So we call this an E minor shape because E minor is here normally. So if you start here and then move it across one, that's your F minor. The other way to play C7 is to play the normal C chord. So that's normally first fret, second string, second fret, fourth string, and third fret, fifth string. So I'll have a sheet down below that you can go ahead and grab. And then you can put your little finger on this fret here. So that's third string, third fret. So you've got this down, then your little finger will just go there. So that kind of gives it that vibe. Or you can do the bar chord version, which again, you're barring with your first finger across the third fret. And when you're playing a bar chord from the fifth string, sorry, and you want the top string not to play, I mean, it's not the end of the world if you play that G there, because you've got the G here as well. So it adds a slightly thicker sound. But if you didn't want it to play, what I do is I bar from the fifth string down, and I just let the top of my finger just gently hit the sixth string. So then you can't hear it. And then my fourth finger goes on the fifth fret of the fourth string, and my little finger goes on the fifth fret of the second string. Now, if you don't know what the string names are and you're not sure what I'm talking about, again, it'll just be in the tab just underneath the video, which is in like a little free course. So it'll all be in there for you with the video, so you can pause it as you go along. So you can either do the bar chord version, or if you're not sure how to do bar chords yet, or you just it's not agreeing with you, you can put the capo along here. I always just make sure it's all coming through. And then you can do an E minor, so that would be putting your fingers here and here. Okay. And then you could do a B7. Okay. So the way to do a B7, you kind of do a triangle shape here. It's like second fret, first fret, second fret across these three strings, the fifth, fourth, and third. And then you have your little finger on the second fret. But again, this is a bit squashed for some people. So just do your best. Okay, so the way the rhythm goes is kind of like dum, 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 boom, 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 boom. Okay, so boom, 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 boom. That's kind of how it sounds to me, which is easy to make an acoustic cover, especially if you don't have any drums in the cover that you're doing. Okay, So kind of put it together like that. The other element to it, it has like, I don't want to call it, it has a bass line, but it has like a little part where it kind of goes bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum. So you could kind of like, for the verses, if you want to bring it down, you kind of just do one note of the chord and then strum the chord. Or you could just play 2 notes of the chord or 3 notes, depends how much you want to bring it down. If you really want to bring it down, just do the one note. Dum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum. And if you want to sing and rap over the top, that would be a good way to bring it down. And then when the chorus comes in, you could bring it up again. Because if you just did that the whole time, it might just get too boring for the listener. So let's try and piece that all together. It's the same 2 chords all the way through the song. The only time it's getting a call, one sec. Just before the chorus, it stays on the B7. Okay, that's the only time that it just stays in one place. The rest of the time it's just going. Let's check the first chord again. So it starts on the B7. So it goes B7, E minor, B7, E minor, B7, E minor, the whole way through. Until you get to the pre-chorus where he says, I just want to see you like that, Okay. Then he stays on the B7. So you don't have to feel that no more. And then it goes, I just want to see you like that, just want to see you like that, And then it goes B7 again. So if you're ready, if you let me, I want to see you in motion in 3D. You won't regret me. Champagne confetti. I want to see it in motion in 3D. Okay? Constantly going between them. And they're kind of, I guess you can call them stabs. That's what we kind of call them in the music world, where it's just like, just how it plays it. Just a quick stab. In the original track, I don't think it's got as much strumming as I'm showing you now, because it's got the drums, it's got the bass, it's got the incredible vocals and the raps and stuff. It's got enough going on that it doesn't necessarily need the guitar or the piano, I think is in the original, to be going throughout the track. Okay, but if you're playing acoustic cover, then it's nicer to have that kind of option. So that's where you can bring it down. Boom. And then when it says, so if you're ready for the chorus, then you can go. And kind of do it that kind of to bring it up. Otherwise, it could just be a bit too samey. You could just play it quieter, just bring that dynamic in. I'm playing slow, sorry. You have to have quite a lot of control in the right hand. The way I do it is that I basically I still strum fast and hard, but I just bring my pick like a few millimeters back. So it's almost like, if you're looking at the strings there, I'm just putting it like barely in there, so it's literally so light. So if you're struggling with the speed of it, the speed of the rhythm, the biggest advice I can give you is just strum this distance here. It looks a lot cooler when you're doing big strums and whatever, the performance element to it. But if you just strum within this parameter here, it means you don't have to put in as much effort. You don't have to be as quick to come all the way up and down like that. It could just be like that, just from the wrist. And it's a lot easier and quicker to go up and down than this way. Now, some people, when they're doing upstrokes, they get stuck underneath the strings a bit, and they find it hard to then come straight back down. So that, again, you just have to practice just bringing the pick out a bit more. just so you can, so mute the strings and just kind of do a very gentle up and down, and just practice just strumming this distance instead of going like this. From the elbow, do it from the wrist. Okay? And just go as slow as you need to go. So, if you would like to play over it, like do some leads, some soloing over the original track, the easiest thing to do is to play the pentatonic scale. Now again, if you're not sure what it is, I'll have it in the PDF tab downloads, so don't worry. But essentially, if you've got the capo on, you're going to be playing the 0, so that's your E. Well, the E is actually F, but yeah, the open string. And then you're going to go to the 3rd fret. Okay, I'd recommend using your 3rd finger, or your little finger if you don't have big hands. And then you go 0, 2, and 0, 2, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 3. Okay, so I'll go, so 3 of them go 0, 3, but 3 of them go 0, 2. Okay, so the thickest string, 6th string, 0, then 3, then 0, and then 2, then 0, and then 2, then 0, and 2. So that's your 3 0 2s. 3 strings that go from 0 to 2. Then you go 0, 3, and 0, 3 again. So as they're going bum, you can be doing, you could even just play one note. So you could literally just go from the 3rd fret to the 2nd fret. Sound like that. And okay, so if you want to add embellishments or different variations of the riff, to the 2nd down, you know, you can do some extra notes. So if you can't really do anything like that, just pick a couple of notes. So 0, you just do 3 and 0, or 3 and 0, or 2 and 0, 2 and 0, 2 and 0, or 3 and 0. But pull-offs work really well. If you're not sure what a pull-off is, it's where you play a note and then you pull the string down. You kind of pull your finger across the string, which then plucks the string. Okay, and as you get more calloused fingers, it gets easier because you can do it with one finger. So pull-offs work well, pull-offs or hammer-ons. That's where you really hammer your finger on. Like that, hammer it on, and you can pull it off. Hammer on, pull off. It takes a lot of practice to do that if you can't do it. What else could you do? Slides. You could. This is going outside the scale I just taught you, but you can go from 3 to 5 and slide back to 3. Down, ba-da, down. So I would say that the pentatonic's probably the easiest, but you could do the minor scale as well, which is 0, 2, 3, 0, 2, 3, 0, 2. Okay, I think that's enough to be cracking on with. So the 20 elements or whatever that I gave you, we've got the riff, bow, ba-da, ba-da, up to the 2, bow, ba-da, ba-da. The rhythm is bum. It might vary, but let's just keep it at that for now. So I would practice with muted strings. Oops. And then we've got the E minor chord, which will be in the tab underneath for the 2nd fret of the 5th and 4th strings. And then the B7, which not everyone would have played before, but it's essentially 2nd fret of the 5th string, 1st of the 4th, 2nd of the 3rd, and then the little finger is on that 2nd fret of the 1st string. And then to play over the top, you would play the F minor pentatonic, okay? Okay, and then if you want to add a bit of flavour to all of that, you can do pull-offs, hammer-ons, slides, oops. And yes, that's plenty to be cracking on with. Go grab the tab from underneath the video, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, take care. Bye.